And to that piece of lieutenant that's always on his podcast, bash us, him.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. Crime and Politics, brought to you by the Finest Unfiltered. I'm your host, John McCary. Today is June 17th, 2024. I want to talk a little bit about are sanctuary cities breaking federal immigration law. It's been bothering me a while. I hear a lot of blue cities talking about their sanctuary cities, talking about violating federal law. And it just has me sitting here baffled. I'm completely baffled by all of this, because if we as individuals break federal immigration law, and I want to explore some of those laws here and get into that, we will be held strictly accountable. So why are elected officials immune from federal law? Why is that? And should they be? And is any of this legal? And should we, the people, be supporting this? Again, they work for us. They are not immune to law. Law should apply equally to all, right? Law needs to be applied across the board, and we're not seeing it here. First, let's get into what's a sanctuary city, right? I think we should talk about that. I looked up on Wikipedia what a sanctuary city is, right? Here it goes. A sanctuary city is a municipality that limits or denies its cooperation with the national government enforcing immigration law. A city's council and mayor will usually declare itself a sanctuary city and subsequently enact measures and policies that are welcoming and favorable to migrants. Now, we're going to have to, there's a lot of wordplay in this, and we're going to have to get the definition of migrants as well. We'll do that after, because I don't believe everything that you're seeing, I don't believe that most of the people that came in the border in these last 3 years are actually migrants. I believe they fall under the term illegal immigrants. Sanctuary cities undertake the responsibilities of receiving and processing an influx of migrants and providing services and resources for them to acclimate and live in the country and communities in which they arrive. Proponents of sanctuary cities cite motives such as reducing migrants' fears of deportation, separating of migrant families, reporting crimes, using healthcare and social services, and enrolling their children in public school. Studies on the relationship between sanctuary cities and crime have found that sanctuary policies either have no effect on crime, or that sanctuary cities have lower crime rates and stronger economies than comparable to non-sanctuary cities. Now, that right there is just, I don't even think we really have to even get into debunking that. We could see clear as day if you just take New York City as example. The economy is not stronger. The streets are not safer. Crime is not lower. So I don't know where these examples are and who conducted these studies and what the analysis that was provided in these studies. Because I think that's just flat out a ridiculous argument at this point. Of course, there's going to be more crime. We're letting unvetted, mainly military-aged males into cities, many of whom have criminal records in the country that they left. They crossed our borders, and we see a rise in third world type crime stemming from scooters, robberies stemming from scooters, sexual assaults of children, robberies, rapes. All these categories are up. So I think that's absolutely ridiculous. And spending hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars from a city's budget onto people who do not pay it back into the system cannot make the economy stronger. That's absolutely a ridiculous statement. So, I don't think we need to really get into that. But it says the studies... So it says sanctuary city policies substantially reduce deportation of undocumented immigrants who do not have criminal records, but have no impact on those who have violent criminal records. Again, that's a lie. That is a lie, because what we're seeing is that it applies to everybody. This sanctuary city applies to violent offenders, and it applies to people who are just violated federal immigration law. No one's being deported. Doesn't matter. And that, as you could see, the NYPD till today and most police departments do not cooperate with the federal government. I believe is in violation of federal law, and I believe the people making these calls should be held strictly accountable for that. I don't believe that they're immune because they're elected or they were appointed by an elected. I don't believe that they should be and are. I don't believe that's written anywhere in law. They might be protected as far as from civil suit when it comes to qualified immunity, but from violations of criminal law, I don't think qualified immunity plays into that. So opponents of the sanctuary city now argue that cities should assist the national government in enforcing immigration law and that sanctuary cities increase crime. Supporters of sanctuary cities argue that enforcement of federal law is not the duty of localities and that law enforcement resources can be prioritized towards better purposes. Now, I'm just going to go on my experience in the NYPD. If I did not cooperate during a federal investigation, I would be charged and terminated from the NYPD. So, but New York City is now telling the NYPD members, you cannot cooperate with the federal government. Again, it's against federal immigration law. I don't see. I could kind of hear that we shouldn't be involved in deporting people, but we should be 100% required to make the proper notifications to the proper authorities when we become aware of a crime. That is what law enforcement agencies do, and that crime can be violation of our immigration laws. So I think the whole basis of a sanctuary city really is illegal. The whole basis of it's illegal, and who should be held accountable for it? It says it right here. The mayors of these cities and the city councils and anyone else that in any way interferes with the violation of federal immigration law, right? Because again, if it's me and you that are violating these laws, we are going to be held strictly accountable. So why is that not also the case for politicians and for their appointed? Right, they're appointed managers who are literally instructing at this point, and again, city council creating laws saying that if you cooperate with ICE, you cooperate with federal law, you'll be removed from the New York City Police Department and charged under a city code. I mean, absolutely ridiculous. Let's get in a little what a migrant is, right? Because again, I think even now we go into the term migrant. I don't think sanctuary city laws even apply to the people that are coming in. Let's go to the term migrant. Let's see what we got here. A migrant, a person who travels to a different country or place, often in order to find work. That is the definition of a migrant. Now, if you're traveling to a different country to work, you need to get a work visa, right? You don't just enter the border. I'm not just going to cross the border into Mexico or into Canada, because if I do, what would happen to me? Do I show up and say, hey, well, I'm just here looking for work? No, they're going to arrest me. They're going to say, well, you crossed our borders illegally. You're not getting a work visa. You know, I'll be charged under their immigration law and I'll be deported back to the United States. Why is that not happening in the United States of America? So these people are not migrants. They're illegal immigrants. They've broken our federal immigration laws. And then we have many who, while they're here, are breaking even more law. They're breaking our own laws. They're breaking criminal assault laws, murder laws, rape laws, laws against property, laws against vehicular laws. I mean, so many numerous laws are being broken when it comes to businesses, getting businesses licensed, selling things on the street. I mean, this would not be allowed in any other country on earth. In any other country on earth, no one would say, oh, you just crossed to come here to work? Okay, let us give you money. Let us give you health care. Let us give you immunity from the laws that we hold the citizens that pay taxes to. And that's what's happening, right? So, and when I read about a sanctuary city and I see the term migrant and I hear migrant and I see migrant everywhere, I'm going to say again, I don't believe that these individuals fall under that term, unless that definition's changed to they came to a country or place to find work either legally or illegally, right? Because then maybe that could fall into that term. And then, but if they came here to do illegal work, should we allow them in? It says in sanctuary city policy that it doesn't. It says that if you're a violent offender, it doesn't. But that's not what's going on. We're seeing violent offenders are being immune from this. They're being released back out onto New York City streets. The NYPD is not informing ICE of any of this. I mean, it's completely against the law. And it's been bothering me. I've been thinking about it for a while. And what is it that we could do? What is it that we could do to hold our elected officials accountable and to hold their appointed accountable? I think the first thing that we could do is understand what laws are being broken. And that's just what I'm trying to bring out today. And anyone that disagrees with me, please reach out, come on the show. If we have, I know we have numerous people in ICE watching this show. We have numerous immigration attorneys who watch this show. Reach out. Come on the show, tell me where I'm wrong, tweet at me on Twitter, tell me I'm an idiot on Instagram, whatever it may be. But I'm going to just I'm going to go to Title 8 of our U.S. Code. I'm reading this directly from the ushouse.gov. All right, let me bring that up for you people so everybody could see it. I'm going to share my screen here. And here we go. Title 8, Aliens and Nationality, Chapter 12, Immigration and Nationality, Subchapter 2. So U.S. Code 8-1324, Criminal Penalties, Bringing in and Harboring Certain Aliens. Any person who, knowing that a person is an alien, brings to or attempts to bring to the United States in any manner whatsoever at a place other than a designated point of entry or a place other than that is designated by the commissioner, regardless of whether that alien has received prior official authorization to come and enter the United States, and regardless of any official action which must be taken with respect to such alien. So now we're not bringing these people in, right? So I don't, none of these cities are doing that. They're not bringing anyone into the cities, right? Our border policy isn't being enforced on a national level. Our customs are overwhelmed. The borders are overrun and they're wide open. So people are walking in on their own. So I don't think that portion applies as far as I'm concerned. Now, here's where it gets to where I want to know why I would be charged, but my mayor wouldn't be. Knowing in reckless disregard of the fact that an alien has come to, entered, or remains in the United States in violation of law, transports or moves or attempts to transport or move such alien within the United States by means of transportation and otherwise furtherance of such violation of law. Now, I think everyone's doing that, right? I think all of our elected officials are doing that. Now, I don't blame the states that are saying, hey, I don't support open borders. These people are not welcome here and they're moving them. But we see internally in sanctuary cities and states, they are knowing that these people are here illegally and they're transporting them all over their state into cities and they're funding them using taxpayer funds, right? Let's go to subsection 3. Subsection 3. Knowing or in reckless disregard of the fact that an alien has come to, entered, or remains in the United States in violation of law, conceals, harbor, or shields from detection, or attempts to conceal, harbor, or shield from detection such alien in any place, including any building or any means of transportation. Now, that applies solely to sanctuary cities. What are we doing? We're housing illegal immigrants in buildings. We're funding them. Not only are we aware that they violated our border laws, we're also aware of numerous other crimes that they violated. And the mayor and the city council and even the NYPD and police departments in these sanctuary cities are not informing the federal government. They're all violating subsection 3 of Criminal Code 8-1324. I'm sorry, U.S. Code 8-1324. I don't know anyone that could argue that fact. So, and if you can, please let me know. How about this one? Subsection 4 encourages or induces an alien to come to, enter, or reside in the United States, knowing in reckless disregard of the fact that such coming to an entry or residence or will be in violation of the law, or engages in a conspiracy to commit any of the preceding acts, aids or abets the commissioning of any preceding acts. Now that's subsection 4, 5, and 6. I believe our elected officials and their appointed have engaged in all of those. That is absolutely encourages or induces an alien to come. Let's talk about what could encourage and induce an alien to come. Free food, free shelter, free healthcare, free schooling, a debit card where you'll get $350 a week, the promises of employment, the promises of citizenship. I'm reading crimes here. I'm reading crimes that us as individual would be held to if we were found guilty of doing any of this. But our elected officials not only are not being held accountable for that, they're going out on the news and they're going out on TV and they're actually supporting this. And they're making trips to the border and they're incentivizing further illegal immigration. They're incentivizing it. This is Eric Adams' statement while he's on the campaign trail. This is from 6/3/2021. This is from the Eric Adams at Eric Adams for New York City X account. From last night's debate, we need to ensure that undocumented immigrants receive health care and protection, that ICE is never in a position to partner with the police department and harm them. We also need to make sure we treat them with the respect and dignity they deserve. Right? And then he's done everything, including welcoming them on buses. Is that not in violation of this law? Why are these sanctuary cities allowed to stand? Why are these sanctuary cities receiving federal government? And where does it say that elected officials and their appointed managers will not be held accountable and can also violate federal immigration law? Doesn't say it anywhere. Again, I think it's a conversation we need to further. I'm not a lawyer, as Eric Adams said. I'm just a guy who retired police department. I'm out here giving my thoughts on what I see. And this is something that I think is very egregious. And I think that we need to actually start having this conversation. We need to stop being afraid of using the words that need to be used, right? Because we see there's a whole twist on words. Migrants. These people aren't migrants. They're illegal immigrants, right? They're telling you here that if they violate their violent felonies or they commit violent crimes, sanctuary city law doesn't apply. But it absolutely does, because when they commit violent crimes, there's zero deportation. There's zero enforcement by the federal government. So where are we headed, people? Where are we actually headed? Does sanctuary city break federal immigration laws? Are our elected officials and their appointed managers breaking federal immigration law? I say they are. If you disagree with me, let me know in the comments. Anybody has anything up to say about that, please. Let's get this conversation going, because I'm truly disturbed. The more I read into law and I say, wait a minute, I would be arrested for this. I would be arrested for harboring. I would be arrested for inducing or engaging people to come through the border. Why aren't our elected officials? Why not? What's going on? All right. Weigh in. Give me your thoughts. Appreciate everybody tuning in this morning. We'll be back at you. And that's it.
Law enforcement professionals dedicate their lives to serving and protecting our community. But who's protecting their financial futures? That's where Laidlaw Blue comes in. Our wealth management platform is specifically designed for the law enforcement community. Laidlaw Blue is a division within Laidlaw Wealth Management, run by retired New York City detective John McDermott. His status as a retired detective uniquely positions him to establish a deep connection between Laidlaw Blue and the law enforcement community. Our platform is easy to use and provides a range of financial services, including investment management, retirement planning, and insurance solutions. With Laidlaw Blue, you can secure your financial future and provide for your loved ones. Our team of experienced financial advisors understands the unique challenges and opportunities that law enforcement professionals face. We're here to help you navigate the complexities of financial planning and achieve your goals. Laidlaw Blue. Secure your financial future today. Book a meeting using the QR code displayed or call us directly on 888 901 Blue. That's 888 901 Blue.